So I need to be able to see. I cannot see.
What's up, Tara? What's up?
Okay. Why everything look fuzzy? Do I look fuzzy to y'all?
No, you're
I
fine.
look fuzzy to myself.
K-Day.
Okay.
Wake up, K-Day.
What's up, everybody out there?
Hello,
Look,
everybody.
first and foremost, I want to say thank you to everybody. Thank you to all the supporters. Y'all, if y'all don't know, this is episode 50. So this is
Wow.
episode. This is episode 50. We fucking made it. We finally made it. Mama, I made it.
Mama, we made it.
50.
We are
That
now
is,
eligible for AARP.
Mama, I made it. Episode 50. What's up, people? What's up?
episode 50.
We
Yeah.
made it.
Like and share as you get on, please. And tell your friends to come on over and join us tonight. It's still going to be a great show. It is Breast Cancer Month. And ladies, I don't know if you all have had your breast examination. I'm going to be honest. It's been years for me, and that's not normal for me. It is not normal for me to do. And especially I had a scare with mine a few years ago, which turned out to be only fibroids. But I really have to do better myself with that. And I'm not going to even lie. So ladies, let's get in gear and let's do what we need to do.
Katie, so do you do self examinations?
No,
Come on, Katie.
I don't.
Come on, Katie.
I mean, not my. I mean, I never have. I can't feel them.
Why not?
It's too many breast tissue. I can't feel them. I have too many fibroids. So
Fortunate enough, I'm not a woman, which is real fortunate because if I was, I probably would be a lesbian. But
actual,
ladies, you got to go get checked. Even if you can't feel them, even if you're not an expert on what you're looking for, even if it feel like it's something and it always is consistent with that feeling that you normally get, go get that stuff checked out. Just speaking with multiple doctors, also being in the room, speaking with the cancer doctors, because I had a grandmother that is a survivor. I know a lot of people who I've been, in contact with that are breast cancer survivor. Even my stepmother is a breast cancer survivor. So just knowing that early detection is key, but then also too, if you're unsure, go get checked. Go get checked.
Yeah, I mean, now I used to do. I used to do them because that's what prompted me to go when they found what they found on me, and they had to keep a check on it for a year by ultrasound because they did see a mass there, which I lived in fear for the first 6 weeks, and after 6 weeks, then they did another ultrasound, and it turned out that I just have fibroids on my breast. So yeah, I mean, yeah, I have to do better. I have to do better.
Everybody make sure y'all like and share the video.
Let me turn this phone down.
Once again, this is episode 50.
50.
If y'all have any thoughts, questions, or comments, put them in the chat box. Tara said she's definitely been doing mammograms and sonograms since the age of 28 because of a lump.
Yep. And ladies, I know it's no fun when we go there, they have a pool and tug. It is not fun. But from friends that I've had who have experienced breast cancer, one who was very near and dear to me, and we eventually lost her. Her name was Karen as well. It is not fun to get the exams, but it is essential because I have one friend that is living with it now. She caught it herself in time, and she's doing great. I mean, she's really doing great.
Hey, Barbara. How you doing, Barb? Katie, do you know or Nell, do any one of y'all know how often you're supposed to get it checked? How often are you supposed to, get a mammogram?
Yeah, well, just doing the research for this show and just prepare and just getting myself prepared just because of different family members and just wanting to be aware so I can help and just know. Women's supposed to get, if I'm not mistaken, and correct me if I'm wrong, Karen, you're supposed to get a mammogram twice a year, right?
Mm-mm.
Once?
Only if there's a problem existing, you get it twice a year.
Okay.
It's once a year.
All right. I know
Annual.
it's okay. And then also I know checking yourself when you get in the shower, they
Yeah.
recommend checking yourself when you get in the shower often. Just
Right.
checking around, seeing, any abnormalities, any formalities or anything like that that seem to be out of place. That's something that they actually encourage women to do regularly.
Mm-hmm.
Not experiment with yourself, but touching yourself
Yeah.
and all around the areola, the nipple, and then going around in areas like that. And if you can see me on my breast, that sound weird, pause.
Mm-hmm.
But if you can see me, they say take your two fingers and go around like that and feel all and around your breast on both sides. And that should,
Yeah, and lay flat,
uncover some stuff.
ladies. Like some of us are a little blessed up there. So when it's that case, what you have to do is lie flat on a flat surface. And as they are hanging freely, then that's when you do the exam.
Hey, ladies, check this out. And I know T probably share the same sentiment. Don't be afraid to ask your partner to touch around and feel and shit. We do not have a problem touching shit. If
And
you ain't
they
got, if
probably
you
know
don't
it
know what
better
you're
than
looking
y'all
for,
do.
hands. I do have helping
They
hands.
probably know it better than we do.
and these night our hands are soft because we don't do the dumb shit with our hands. So if you need somebody to give you a checkup and you don't know what you're looking for, get you somebody that's educated in the area of breast, and they will make sure they uncover some shit for you.
And most men are educated in the breast women.
All right. We kind of skipped ahead and jumped into that, and we're gonna touch back into that a little bit more. But we skipped the icebreaker question, fellas.
Let's
Ladies,
hear it.
we skipped the icebreaker question. So
Let's hear it.
the icebreaker question is, what do you think is your biggest asset, and what do you think somebody who doesn't know you, who just saw you, that's the first time seeing you, what would they think is your best asset? So that's tonight's icebreaker question.
It's a great question.
What is your best asset? Let's go. Let's hit the comments up. What's your best asset? Who want to go first? Who want to
Katie, go first. You ladies first tonight.
What I think my best asset is my confidence. It holds me up. What people first perception of me, I think they see it too, because and this is not bragging, this is only gratefulness. Everywhere I go, I get mad respect. So I guess it kind of shows. So other than my eyes, I think that my confidence is the best asset that I have, and anybody that come in contact with me pick up on that as well, because it causes my vibration to be high. I never meet a stranger. I don't care who they are. Everyone is the same to me. So personality, confidence.
All right, now one word. Let's ask that.
So my soul.
Soul. Okay.
My soul. That's where a lot of my passion, my energy, my wherethought, and my love comes from. I got the one of the greatest quotes that resonates for me. My heart can be broke 1,000 times and I can still live. But the moment you penetrate my soul is where you find the depths of my being. So my soul is my greatest asset. Now, people may say my greatest asset, and I've heard this a lot, my lips. But for me, it's my soul.
Okay. So let me know in the comments, what's your best asset? What do you think people say your best asset is when they see you? What's up, LaShawna? What's up, little Joe Neal?
A great question, T. Now, what's yours?
Mine is my brain. Mine is my brain. Everybody will tell you, how they think I'm smart, how I think I'm smart,
Wow.
So that's my best asset. But if you didn't know me and you just saw me, you might say, "Oh, he's kind of handsome, he's kind of cute," or he's a little
This nigga
stylish.
confidence is through the
Look,
fucking roof. Hate it?
I had to get confident.
or he's a little stylish, he's a little fly. Either
Hell,
one.
I thought I
I
had the
love it.
confidence. He got me beat.
I
But
love
I
it.
ain't mad at you.
I love
Know
it.
your stuff and be proud of it. Oh,
Shit.
That
If
would
you
be
can't glove yourself, who can? You dig?
that's right. That's
that would be
right.
my best
I'm
asset.
not mad at you. Lil Joe, tell us what your best asset is. I can't wait to hear what she got to say.
Right. Let's see what they talk about in the comments. So Barbara said her caring spirit. So Barbara, what would be your best asset from somebody who didn't know you and they just saw you, like their first impression? What do you think they would say is your best asset? What's up, Angela? Diana said her heart. Who are you saying that I'm conceited or just conceited?
Yeah, she's saying you conceited. You conceited right now.
I got a reason.
That's not conceitedness. That's just confidence. That's just being secure
Barbara
with
said you
yourself.
are conceited.
That's just being secure with yourself.
Yeah, that's right. He's just being secure with who he is. That's why we all love T. He keep it real. He do not hide the fact that he is petty, and he do not hide the fact that he know he is a ladies' man. But we love T for that.
I tell her how
I
it
love
is.
it.
Look, Shauna said her smile. Angela said her lips, and she said people would say it's her eyes. Anybody else in the comments want to go? What's your best asset? One word. What's your best asset? And what do you think people would say your best asset is when they first see you? Oh, let's see if we get a couple more people before we move on.
Barbara said the first thing they see is her damn chest. Now, Barbara, I got to agree with you on that.
Hey.
I've got to agree with you on that, girl.
There's nothing wrong with that, ladies. Please do not be offended.
Let me tell you, that's the first thing. Even women, that's the first thing. They talk to my chest. They don't talk to me.
Look, AKD, we call those tig old bitties.
Tig old bitties.
Tig old bitties. That's what we call
love
them. Tig old bitties.
Love them.
Yeah, well,
Nothing wrong with that. If they start at your chest,
first thing to get attention.
That means you got something that you're working with something. If they stand at your chest, that means you're working with something.
Right. Yeah, I guess.
We're not looking at no beast things.
No, definitely not a beast thing here.
I'm not mad at the beast things though. I'm not mad.
You like little beast things?
I ain't mad. As long as she got a cute face, a pretty face, I'm cool.
I need something to cut, bro. I need something to lay on when I ain't feeling too well.
Look, I don't discriminate on the beast thing. Shauna said her eyes. Lil Joe Neal said her personality, Katie.
Now, and that is so true. Because that thing right there, you can't help but to love her when you meet her. She is herself. Anytime you meet her, what come up is gonna come out. I'm just gonna warn y'all on that. But she do everything with love. And yeah, her personality is everything.
Diana said that chest play works. That chest play does work.
It does work. It gets you a lot of stuff.
Diana, I don't know. Sometimes it make me mad. I be like, they got to catch me out.
Look, Kalina said her heart. All right, Kalina. So, what's your best asset that people, if they saw you, would say is your best asset? We're gonna do. This is the last go round. The question is, what's your best asset, and what would people say is your best asset if they just saw you for the first time?
Now, I will say, when I am on set, the thing, and I always, even doing background, I always get put in front of the camera. And the one thing that get me there, the eyes.
The eyes.
Mm-hmm. The eyes, they always get me there, and my personality. Nice. But the eyes always get me there.
I'm not mad at that. So, Katie, does anybody ever ask you, are they contacts?
Mm-hmm. I get asked that so many times. Yeah. Because they actually change colors. I mean, they can just change colors. So, yeah. I mean, one cameraman called it changing colors while they were filming. because he came over and he asked me if I had on contacts. I said no.
Hey,
And he
now,
said, your eyes change
read
color.
this one now.
She get it from her mama. You can't tie a sweater around that ass. I hotter than pajamas. Kalina, ding, ding, ding.
But yeah, it's the eyes for me. It's the eyes.
All right, everybody. That's the icebreaker question. What was your best asset? So we could go back into breast cancer awareness and
Look
wrap.
at Lil Joe said Soul Man Nail.
Right.
So we had a special guest on. We had a special guest that we had lined up for the Sunday Night Wind Down family tonight. She's a part of the Friday Night Light family as well. She's a survivor of breast cancer. Had a double mastectomy. Also, is an author of a book that's titled "Survivor" and how she fought back. Unfortunately, she's not going to be able to join us tonight. Had a little health scare, but we're praying for her. We know she's in good spirits and she's in good health. It's just, this was a little overwhelming for her at the time. Plus, she had just taken the COVID vaccine booster.
Right.
So it had its effect on her adversely. She had it the other night, if I'm not mistaken, Friday. And she's, recovering from that and still feeling some, adverse symptoms from that. So we just wanted to say, we support you regardless of whatever you're going through. We hope you get well soon, and we will be speaking to you real soon. And that's why you see us wearing, in our pink one to celebrate Breast Cancer Awareness Month.
Mm-hmm.
Our survivors, those that lost their lives to the battle, and those that at some point may get diagnosed with it. We're here to support you any way we can.
Look, I got a question. Does anybody know how long the recovery period is from a double mastectomy?
Recovery.
It's hard. I think that's hard to speak on because everybody is different. The reason why I say that is because my father, as y'all remember, my father last year we had a show where I announced on the show that my father was diagnosed with prostate cancer, going through the surgeries, then going through the treatment. I know that's not breast cancer, but it's a form of cancer, and his treatments lasted 6 months, 3 to 6 months, right from the surgery to the time he started to recover, then to getting chemo. Right now he's in remission. So everybody's different. I know it depends on. I know someone who had a weak heart, right? So they couldn't get the chemo dosage like normal people would used to get, right? So they had to give them a lower dosage, which means that prolonged the treatment time. So I think everybody's health conditions make their recovery times different.
Yeah.
I would love to have somebody on here who single-handedly dealt with it, or had a parent or whatever dealt with it or whatever, and they had to actually take care of the person and get them back to health, because they could tell a lot more than, from research and speculation from things that we've read or things that we've seen, but not living in a home with somebody.
Now, if you're speaking on the surgical procedure of it, are you speaking on that? Like if they have to have a double mastectomy, and you're speaking on how long does it take for them to recover from that? Again, It just kind of depends on what's going on with their body, because if they do have any kind of something going on within the body, that's going to slow the healing process. But a normal, healthy person, other than going through the cancer itself, they can heal up within 12 weeks.
Okay.
How many?
12.
Oh.
But that's from the surgery itself, as far as being able to start moving themselves. I'm trying to think. Karen, she had the double mastectomy, but then they built her breast. They built some for her. That entire process, I think that took about 6 months. But they took tissues from her thighs and actually built breast with her own tissues, and you couldn't even tell that she had a double mastectomy.
Okay, so before we wrap this up and go into the next topic, and everybody like and share the video. And if y'all have any questions or any more comments, you can go through a couple comments in the chat. One of y'all can go through a couple comments in the chat. Um, does anybody have any more questions before we move on, or any last words on breast cancer awareness? Make sure y'all get checked, ladies. If y'all need help, we got helping hands.
And do we have the link to the young lady's book? Neil,
Yes. Yep.
Maybe we can put the link up, and ladies, we can all order her book, because not only is it an educational piece, but it also helps support her, because she has been through a lot. But it's a book that we all need on our shelves. So we can get that link. And ladies, if we can't all do it tonight, but at some point this week, I think that we should all order her book.
Yeah, Diana said science says 4 to 6 weeks for recovery.
One last thing that we're doing over here at Friday Night Lights is every piece of merchandise that is the color pink, and also anything that has been bought through the Friday Night Light, store, has been donated to the Susan G. Komen Breast Cancer Foundation. And month to date, we've sold over $3,214 worth of merchandise at Friday Night Lights. So all those funds up to the end of this month will go to Susan G. Komen.
Y'all throw those hearts up. And how much you say, Neil? Over 3,000?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
We'll go to the Susan G. Komen Breast Cancer Awareness Fund, and be had in the name of Friday Night Lights, and also Natasha Moore, who was our special guest tonight, in her honor. Also, Linda Ruffin as well. Those two people's names will be highlighted in the donation that we make this month.
Okay.
Okay, KD. So this is right up your alley. We're gonna move on to the next. We don't know what happened with Nell. Somebody shot Nell up. he disappeared for a minute. Look, KD, this is right up your alley.
Okay.
Okay, on set, there was an accidental shooting and somebody died, where Alec Baldwin was on set shooting a movie, and he's supposed to have a prop gun, which turned out to be a real gun, and he shot and killed I believe it was the director or assistant director of the movie.
Something.
I think it was the assistant director of the movie was shot and killed from a gun that was supposed to be a prop gun on set while they were shooting a movie.
Right.
So, what is your take being on set? And do y'all like, have you seen people use prop guns that look, almost exactly like real guns? And what's your thoughts on this whole situation?
Well, first and foremost, it was not Alec Baldwin's fault at all. Whoever was over props, it was their fault. I don't really know what kind of set it was, but usually guns like that are blanks. But obviously they had a real gun. But the gun should have been assured that it was nothing in it. Now, the hustle and bustle is so fast, everything is hurry, go, hurry, go, hurry, go. Could have been a mistake, but it was a grave mistake cannot be that cannot be brought back. Um, it's terrible. I mean, it's a sad day in the industry when I saw that. Just knowing there's a lot of things that go on behind camera that we don't speak of, and a lot of things that don't come out. But the last strike is kind of what brought everything to the forefront. Um, it's sad. I mean, that's all I can say is it's sad, and it's gonna make us be more careful in checking props, and it's gonna make other producers and directors be even more careful in checking the props.
There was actually two people. There was actually one bullet gun, and there was two people. The bullet went through one of them and hit, somebody else, but the other person survived. So
Right.
there was actually two people that got shot, but one of them died. And she was a mother. a wife, I believe.
Yeah.
You
Only
know,
43.
Alec Baldwin himself had to call, her husband or boyfriend and tell him
Yeah.
what happened.
Yeah.
But
That,
no,
like I
what
say,
are your
that's a
thoughts?
lot of stuff that go on, and it's from negligence. I mean, and this brings me back to I was on the set of Heels. I can say that now because it's out. And my prop for that particular day was a little fan, like the fan you get in bulk, maybe cost a quarter, right? That was my prop. When I got the fan was halfway broken. So when I took the fan back up, we was taking a break, and I was giving the fan back to the guy, and he said, "You broke my fan," and I thought he was just playing around with me. And I went, "No, your fan was broken already." I said, "But here, because we had to pass them in and pick them back up when we go back." So when I came back from lunch, and they was asking me what was my prop, I said, "A fan." He says to them, "No, she don't get nothing. She is not responsible enough." I went, "Is he talking to me?" Y'all know I went off. I went off. I said, "First of all, it's only a quarter fan. Do you need a damn dollar to pay for it?" I said, "But I am a very responsible person. If I was not responsible, I would not be here." I said, "Now, you, on the other hand, you're not responsible enough to know that you are giving out faulty equipment. Maybe that says something about you." And yeah, they got on to him that day, not me.
So, no, what are your thoughts on this situation, and do you think anybody should do jail time over this?
An accident is an accident, I guess. That's how they spinning it. But just hearing the stories about how when y'all have these fake guns or these prop guns, they're real guns, and the ammunition is just they're taking out the actual part of the bullet that actually is the powerful portion of it. But it's still shooting out blanks or something like that.
Right.
I thought it was.
But if a blank, I'm confused because if you get shot by a bullet, even though it's a blank, it's still gonna hit you, right?
I'm
The
assuming
fuck
so.
was he was
You know
aiming? Was
what?
he aiming at them? Because how do they, if they behind their
Right.
directors, they're not in the actual action scene, how
Right.
do they get hit?
Right, because that's how how people be playing around. They on a cut time, and they're just playing around like.
Well, see, they were,
See,
yeah, they were
we
standing
know.
there beside them.
See,
Christopher.
we know we from the hood. We know we from the streets. We know we not. We was told at an early age, don't play with guns.
Right.
Don't point guns at people. Don't play with guns. They serious instruments.
Right.
Right.
Even if we on the set and we ha it, I don't want to ha because that situation right there is what can happen from the ha.
Yeah.
Right?
I mean,
Because the bullet still struck two people. It wasn't like they was on set and they was doing a scene and accidentally somebody got shot because they was actually in the scene. These people were behind the situation. So
yeah,
it's a crazy situation. Really can't have an opinion of. You can have an opinion, but really can't have a definitive understanding of it unless you're in it, right?
right.
So I don't know.
Right. I mean, and most of the time when things like that happen, it usually do happen with the crew. And again, that was part of the reason for the strike. My nephew, he has played roles like that with the gun. I want to see if I could get him to come on and talk to y'all because he could explain that better to you. I don't know what they use. They use blanks or whatever. Christopher, would you like to
You don't mind what I'm in?
You're fine. You are fine with the way you're in. Y'all, this is my nephew, Christopher. Christopher has been Mafia. What is that? What's the name of that, Chris?
Black Mafia family.
Come up here so they can see you.
I done
And y'all see how big he is, right? So he always played the big roles, and he was in what's the video? The guy.
Oh,
He played a cop in Fugiano. He played the cop in Fugiano's last video. You will see him good. So the
Fugiano, free Fugiano.
yeah, that's it.
That's my man. He out. He free now.
He's actually getting out right now.
Yeah, you will see Chris in there. He's all up in there, all up in that. He's the cop that's running around the house and everything. But do y'all use real guns or
No, it was props, but it wasn't loaded.
Okay.
Oh,
So
okay.
they made sure they weren't loaded. They would look like it, but they were not loaded at all. Just be blank guns.
Mm.
A
Mm.
lot of them times on them rap sets though, they gotta have props because a lot of those guys be under probation.
Right.
They can't be around real guns,
Oh, okay.
even if it's for a video, it's still a real gun. So they gotta have like toy guns or BB guns, which look real.
Mm. Okay. Well, y'all see how big he is, right? Big old dude. So he always get those roles where he's either playing a cop or something because he was a security guard in
BMF.
BMF, Black Mafia Family. So y'all be looking for my nephew. This is Lil Joe's baby.
Okay.
Congratulations.
Thank you, thank you. You guys enjoy the podcast. I hear wonderful things about it. I know this is an important topic to talk about because things like this should not happen, but
Right.
unfortunately, it's a repeat of history. Like the Bruce Lee family is actually stepping into possibly in the prop guns as we
Oh,
speak,
really? Okay.
because this the Bruce Lee's oldest was killed 22 years later after the same year after his father was killed.
Okay. That's interesting. So after this incident right here, is that when they started pushing for it to be removed? Interesting. I'm just finding this out myself.
Okay. So do y'all think anybody should go to any jail time for this?
The person, me personally, and this is loosely saying this without knowing who was directly responsible, but looking at it just on the outside, the person who was responsible for the props is the one who should be punished.
And whoever was in charge of equipment that day as well, because they have to verify everything on any set. You have to verify. There's no way you should allow a gun to be loaded. If you felt that was loaded, or you can smell the residue,
Mm-hmm.
and there's police officers on the set, so they will know as well. So sometimes they will check with them as well. So someone has to pay attention.
But and all sets are not like that because I was told that this particular set, this was not the first incident to happen. Like
Right.
that
Yeah.
they were not as um careful, I want to say. But I can say every set that I go to, they are always looking out for the safety. They're going to make sure that what need to be done, which is why I am always doing what I am supposed to do. If they tell me to get in that freezer number 5, that's what I do. I do exactly what I am supposed to do for that day because one person's mistake can mess up the entire set.
Okay. All right. Now, can you go through a couple of the comments before we move on?
Well,
Yes.
let me
Thank
let
you,
you.
nephew.
No problem. Let you guys.
Yeah, Barbara, Miss Jones said, "Oh, that crushed my heart. I love Alec.
Yeah.
Alec Baldwin has played in
Yeah,
a number of different films. Good guy,
Yeah,
seems like."
Are good actors. All the Baldwin brothers are good actors.
Diana
Yeah.
Hubbard said, "This has happened several times on set." Reiterated what Karen D said about the set being futile.
Yeah.
Tamara said, "Involuntary manslaughter is involuntary manslaughter, just like these streets." I agree. I
Yeah.
agree. And Kalina said, "Exactly. I got shot because someone was playing with a gun."
Right, I remember that.
And see this particular thing right here though, Kalina, is they were not playing, they were actually working. So that kind of put a different spin on as they weren't just playing around with the gun. And then you got to look at they're gonna test them, where they're not perfect. It could have been other factors involved in the reason things were not checked properly,
And,
so.
and Helen said, "A life was taken. Somebody's going to pay dearly for that serious
Yeah.
negligence."
Yeah.
Unfortunately, the person who died was actually a young mother, an up and
Mhm.
coming director and producer. And
Yeah.
sad when anyone loses their life, whether it be young or old, to something senseless like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, more than likely the prop person is going to be arrested for this, and they'll probably get like a manslaughter charge, something like that. Involuntary manslaughter.
Yeah. More than likely.
More than likely.
Yeah.
But as we wrap this up, make sure everybody likes and shares the video. And I guess we're almost ready for Karen's Corner. Karen, what's up?
Oh, we're ready for Karen's Corner.
What's up, people?
I have a great one tonight, y'all. This one right here.
This
I
is
had
episode 50, everybody. We made it. Mama made it. This is episode 50. Make sure y'all like and share the video. It's time for Karen's Corner. Karen's the shit starter tonight.
Now, before
Karen
I
is the
do
one
that,
starter.
okay, Karen's Corner. Can I nail?
By all means.
Okay, before I do that, I have to show you this. This t-shirt.
Oh,
She got merch now too. You look at her. She fancy.
oh shit. Karen's Corner
Karen's
t-shirt.
Corner. And I did have someone asking me about it when I went today. A girl asked me about it already. Karen's Corner. So, ladies and gentlemen, get ready and get your orders in and purchase you a Karen's Corner t-shirt. I have Karen's Corner like every 2 weeks. So whenever I get ready to do Karen's Corner right here, you can wear your Karen's Corner t-shirt. And also, I will also start it on my Karen D on the Move. So get your Karen's Corner t-shirt right now. And there are other items on the way, I can promise you. But right now, get your Karen's Corner t-shirt.
Okay. Let's
Getting
get
a lot of love in the comments. They throwing up the hearts real heavy for
Oh, thank y'all. Thank y'all.
Let's get into it, K-Day.
Okay, and today that brings me to today's letter. This letter comes from a young lady who's having a problem with her husband agreeing on their daughter. Now, it says, my 13-year-old daughter is 4 months pregnant. The 14-year-old boy she got pregnant by is in foster care. I want to be his foster parent, teach him how to be a parent, and give my grandchild the opportunity to have a relationship with his father. My husband says ain't no way in hell is he letting some street kid who has been in and out of foster care live under his roof. He says we're setting them up to make more babies. Who is right?
The father.
Let's have it. Let's have it. What y'all think?
I say the father's right. Because you don't know, his behavior patterns. You don't know what he's been through. You don't know his background. So once you bring somebody new into your home that you don't know their background, you're setting yourself up for all kinds of mishaps. And also, being that she just got pregnant, it's kind of like saying, okay, you got her pregnant. Now we're just going to put y'all together and allow y'all to do whatever y'all been sneaking doing. But now it's like you could just do whatever because now they're living together. So what's your take now?
Wow. 14 is a very young age to commit.
Right.
And again, I'm gonna take my lead. I'm gonna take my lead from actually your direction because you're a father of a daughter and you're a father of a son.
Right.
And at 14 years old, what do even either one of those two kids know about life outside of it felt good at that moment? Hormones were probably raging. They wanted to experiment, and now look what it got them. You're bringing him into the home and helping to help raise him. Now you're helping to raise your grandchild's dad, who actually is going to be like one of your siblings. One of your children.
Right.
Because you're taking on the responsibility of helping to raise this gentleman.
Right. So, that's what I was about to say. So now, are they going to be brother and sister, or are they going to be boyfriend and girlfriend?
Right.
Yeah. It's kind of weird. And then you open the door to possibly more kids at even a younger age, because now you're letting them say, all right, cool, it's cool to go ahead and do what you did, and go ahead at it. It's kind of it's a catch-22, because then you want the young man, you want the young lady to be responsible. At this point, adults, which they're not because they're still kids, but you want them to be responsible enough to be there to take care of their child and to do it the right way. So I don't. It's hard. That's a real one. That's a crazy one this week.
Either way, that's a big ass.
It's a big ass.
That's a big ass. First, to have him move in with y'all, that's a big ass.
Yeah.
Second, for both of them to become new parents, that's a big ass at that age, and they still gotta go to school, whatever. Like,
so what happens? What happens? Because we all know, just young people is people. They break up in 6 months.
Right. Mm-hmm. Do you kick him out?
He's now forced to live in a home with a girl that he got pregnant, which is still his responsibility, but he's forced to be in a home with somebody he broke up with. She has feelings about that. He's going to have feelings about that. There's going to be constant turmoil, you bickering, fighting. Now your husband is speaking up against it. So now you and the husband and wife is going to differ because he already spoke his piece about not letting this happen. Mm-hmm. So it's just a toxic home now.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, now the thing what stood out to me, because I had to try to look at this from a mother's point of view, and what she's trying to do at this point, I mean, the damage has been done. Right. That's what she's saying. The damage has been done. What more can be done at this point?
All right, hold on, Katie. How many months pregnant is she?
She's 4 months pregnant. So the damage has been done at this point. So her thinking is how much more damage can be done. But this way, I can keep an eye on my child, because I know my child is going to be out there. I don't know what this young dude is doing, where he will lead her to. But on the other hand, I totally agree with that dad. You don't know what he said in and out of foster care. So if he's been in several different foster cares, that's a reason, I mean, maybe he's causing a problem in some way. We don't know what he's involved with. I definitely would not want that. I mean, I'm not for abortion, but I probably would have considered putting the baby up for adoption even, because they are not capable of being parents. And unless she is ready to be a parent again, which is what she's going to have to do anyway, unless she don't want to take that responsibility on, well, then I would have put the baby up for adoption. But,
I guess I commend the mother and I commend the father, but I commend the mother for wanting to step out on faith and helping this young man get something that he hasn't never had. It seems like he hasn't had a loving, supportive structure. And she sees that, and she's trying to, regardless of how sticky the situation is, she's trying to give him stability, because she realizes that this is still the father of her soon-to-be grandchild. That's that child is still going to, at some point, if they don't get a handle on this, is going to grow up without its father and become just like what that father is going through now, right? So I think she's trying to cut the perpetuation off, right? And she's probably thinking of so many different ideas to where that father can be a part of that child's life, because she realizes she might have been in a fatherless home, and she realizes how important it is to have a father in the home, and how that's so instrumental, because she's with her husband, who's this child's father, right? Yeah. So she realizes that, and she's trying to continue to keep that, but also break the chain of this young man who's been going through foster home after foster home after foster home. Doesn't necessarily mean he's the problem. It just means he's not getting what he needs to become himself. Right. Then two, I would even implore, if that doesn't work, not going against your husband, but possibly adopting a child as your own. Keeping it within your home. You are parents, you are adults, you know what it takes to raise a child, helping raise that child the right way, giving your daughter the opportunity to be raised that right way as well, still getting her going through life, getting her education, doing what she needs to do, and then transitioning to motherhood when she's quite ready. Because if not, then we have 2, 3, 4, or 5 people now stuck in this conundrum.
Mm-hmm. Wow, we got some comments with that one. This one deserve a comment, y'all. I mean, wow. What do y'all think? What would y'all do? I mean, I that's a tough one. That's one of those situations with me. I don't know unless I am actually faced with it.
Okay, KD. So now it's on you. So your son comes home. He's 14. He gets a girl pregnant. He wants to bring her in the house to live with y'all. What do you say?
Okay, now we're going with the way I would handle it if it was my son at that age, right?
All right. Do it if it was your son, and then do it if it was your daughter.
Okay, if it was my son and he came in and said, "Mom, I got this girl pregnant." First of all, yeah, I'm gonna want to meet her. I want to know everything there is to know about her because number one, I'm gonna be like, what type of family is she from for her to get pregnant that early? You know.
Hold up! Don't do that.
Yeah,
Don't do that.
That's a violation.
That's a violation.
That's a violation.
I'm just saying that's gonna be my first thought.
You
That's
can't have that energy for Shorty because he was in it too.
That's right.
Plus, her family don't got nothing to do with her being a freak.
Yeah.
No. y'all. This is what I'm saying. I want to see what type of family she's from, and if she's in a situation that she's not in a good situation, I would invite her in a heartbeat. In a heartbeat. Now, if it's my daughter and she came home in that situation, I'm gonna want to kill the bastard first and foremost. I ain't gonna even lie. I'm not gonna lie. I would trick his little ass over there. I would act nice.
Why?
And him over there. Yeah.
Why?
Out because number one, I want to see what he's about. What about my child has? What about you has attracted?
Hold on, Katie. So you're giving a girl pass, but you want to whip the boy's ass.
I'm not gonna give her a pass, but
you just said. Look, you just said.
About to tear homie up.
Look, you just said if it was your son and he asked about his girlfriend, you would just move her right on in. But if it's your daughter, right? But if it's your daughter and she get pregnant by a guy, you're not gonna move him right on in. He need to get his ass whipped.
Well, he messed with my I'm sorry, but yeah, double standard.
That's what they call double standard.
Double standards.
But y'all know it make a difference too. My mom was even like that with me. I had to join flag corps just to be able to go to a freaking football game.
Right.
Yet my brother, he could come and go, you know. So it does make a difference with a female child and a male child. You know, you're gonna be a little bit more tighter on that female child. And me, if my son brought a female home that he has gotten in trouble, I'm gonna want to embrace her and help her.
Somebody has a question for you, KD.
Great question.
What if your daughter was there? Lord have mercy.
Which a lot of times it be the case. Because your daughter might have brought homie home while you was on set, and snuck him in your house and did it in one of your rooms.
Now, if my daughter was the initiator, and being a mother or parent, you know your child, so you would know if your child was the initiator or not. I would. My first thought would be to put the baby up for adoption, but then I know that I could not do that. I would end up raising the baby. I would raise the baby, but I still would not allow him to come to my house and live.
But the girl can come right on in and have dinner
and chill
every fucking day.
Walk around in your kitchen with Daisy Dukes on making spaghettios.
Oh, now she wouldn't be wearing no damn Daisy Dukes now. It ain't one. I'll tell her, look, baby, you come on in, but understand this and understand this well. It's only one queen up in here.
Damn,
so, but I would just naturally want to, and that's just who I am inside of me, I would just naturally think that the young lady had problems. I really would.
All right, now.
And as far as the guy, it would be up to the husband. I would be like, go talk to the young man. You find out what's going on with him.
All right, now it's on you now.
What?
Same scenario. Your son
What if
comes
your
home.
daughter?
Right, your son and daughter. Now you got to do one for each. Son and daughter come home saying they got the opposite pregnant, and they want to move them in. Now, what you gonna do?
I'm not with the moving in.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm not with the moving in because it's almost like we're teaching our kids this. All right, like you now you're an adult now, and you're not.
Right.
It's just certain things, certain responsibilities that the moment you lay in your bed, you make your bed, you supposed to lay in it, right? That's what they say. Or you lay down with fleas, or you lay down with dogs, you get fleas. The moment you feel you're grown enough to do this, to take on this adult responsibility of becoming sexually active, you have to understand the parameters that go around with that, protecting yourself, diseases, babies, and realizing what that can do to you, your future, and what's going on in your present. Because if you don't have a home to go to, then where do you expect to take this child?
Right.
If it was my son or if it was my daughter, you're not gonna kick your kids out just because that's not the right thing to do.
I may kick my kids out. Go ahead.
You might kick your kids out. But then now you got a problem because now you got Department of Human Services knocking on your door. You got the cops. And then there's something safe out here in these streets. So it's like, damn, what the fuck do I do? I don't know. But we would have to have a conversation with the parents. Right. We'll have to have a conversation with the parents and see what we're going to do when this child gets here. Is this child going to go for adoption? Are we raising this? Are we co-parenting? Because we're going to have to co-parent with the other grandparent. It ain't no co-parenting with my child and their child. The co-parent is going to come in how we're going to coexist with the grandparents on that end. Because the responsible adults are still the parents, because these children ain't even old enough to get jobs. 14, you're not even old enough to get a job yet, let alone drive to the store to get Pampers. So we're going to be doing all the legwork. We're going to be hustling at work to feed another mouth. Right. We're going to be taking extra trips to take these children, both sets, because the 14-year-old still got to go to the pediatrician along with the fucking baby. So it's like I've gained another child. I just didn't spit it out my own joint. You know what I mean? So this is where communication and stop trying to be friends with your children comes into play. We can be friends with our kids, or we can have a great relationship, but being friends with our children makes them think that they can do this type of shit and it's cool. Right. I was afraid to have sex. I ain't even going to hold y'all. I ain't even going to tell these hood tales of, oh, I was fucking at 14. No, I didn't start doing it until I was 17. I lost my virginity at 17 years old. And it was a freak type of situation how I lost it. And I had an accident wound up happening. I wound up getting a girl pregnant the first time I did it to her. Unfortunately, fortunately enough for us, the girl actually had a baby. And she was coming off of just being pregnant a couple of months before then. So she was super fertile.
Those are the ones, man.
Super fertile. Her mom told her, the next time you have another baby, you can't come in this house. Right. You know, I'm sitting there thinking, oh my God, where we gonna go? I can't bring her to my house because my mama kill me. Her mom already said she can't be there. So what I gotta do? I got man up. The girl went and got an abortion against things that I said, but could that have been what was best for both of us at that time?
All right.
Look at us now. 40 years old. I have no children because I didn't want to subject my child to some situations that I grew up like.
Right.
I would grow up in a home where I had 2-parent home, but that second parent was a step parent. But that second parent was a parent who took care of me as if he had me. Later on down the road, I connected with my father and forged a relationship there. So I understood knowing that I had somebody here who didn't make me, but is raising me. On the flip side, I had somebody that made me, not raising me. So that's through me. But it also helped me to see how great of a man and the responsibility that you need to take forth when you become a man. So I say it to say, making sure that we continue to educate our children on the if, ands, whats, and whys is important. And stop having them out here doing all this wild, crazy shit and laughing about it.
Yeah.
I see kids as young as 8, 9 years old out in the middle of the street twerking. And you know who's holding the camera when they twerking? They mother. I see these little fast ass girls and boys doing all kind of weird, crazy stuff. And you know, behind the camera, they be filming them and posting stuff on social media. They parents
think it's funny.
They think it's funny. Like we're raising a generation of misfits. Not even a generation of leaders. We're raising misfits because everybody wants to have this. They want to. The older folks want to relive their childhood through their kids, and their kids think it's cool and great to do because my parents want to be down. So look who's losing. Everybody. Everybody.
I just want to say, look, no.
Now you have KT. Now you actually have a boy and you actually have a girl.
Right.
Yeah.
That's what you would do.
I just want to say that I knew better at a young age because my brother got somebody pregnant when he was 17, and my mom threw a champagne bottle at his fucking head and then kicked him out after that because she wasn't having that shit. And so, just in the vein of my mother, I'm going to say if either one of my kids came home at a young age talking about somebody was pregnant, they both getting their ass beat. That's what I come from. They both getting their ass beat. We is not doing that. Nobody.
I always thought if I did something like this, my mother was going to kill me.
Right.
That always stuck in my brain. Like, I'm not doing this because I'm scared of what they going to do to me.
Exactly.
Shit.
Exactly.
I'm 40 years old, still living in fear of my mother and father of what they going to do to me. Right now, a lot of people always ask this question, and it's weird to people. How come you this age and you don't got no kids? That's weird, ain't it? Why is that weird? I choose to I want to have a child by the person that I'm married to. Not just some randoms over here, over there, over there, over there. I got homies that got like 5, 6, 7 kids by different dicks, and they always in they face and always with the drama. I don't want that. So we gotta instill fear in our kids, not to fear us to be scared of us, but fear that will help them continue to live life and prosper because of the very thing that they don't want to let down themselves. It ain't about letting us down. It's about doing something that's going to jeopardize what they're going to have to worry about in the future.
Yeah, I'm whipping ass, man. KD, I'm whipping ass.
Yeah, we whoop ass.
Just plain and simple.
Yeah, I'm whipping ass. I'm whipping everybody's ass. Even if I whip the parents' ass, I'm whipping the parents' ass too. Everybody get their ass.
Ass is whooped.
Whose watch did this happen on? Whose watch did this happen on? I need to know whose watch this happened on so I can whip their ass first.
You know, now I will say
my daughter's ass is getting whooped. My son's ass is getting whooped. I don't care about you. You knock on this door talking about some can Johnny stay here tonight. Can Johnny live here because we pregnant? I'm beating both y'all asses right there on the spot.
Oh my God. Now, you know, these situations do happen. I would say I know a young lady at the age of 13 had a baby, and they tried to hide it from her father. And what they tried to do was get it aborted. Right. And while she was on the table getting ready to abort the baby, she gave birth early. So sometimes things are just meant to happen and just meant to push through, you know?
Right. But what I try to tell, all right, so I'll break it down. What I tell my son is, don't fall for the flim-flam. Don't fall for the trap. Because these little girls out here, they just looking for somebody to take care of them. As soon as you get them pregnant, they get on Section 8. they get food stamps, and you working and giving her your whole check, and she's sitting in her Section 8 house getting food stamps and taking your child support money and get her hair done
Exactly.
while
Because
you working busting your ass.
these
So
these ladies, and let me tell you this, guys.
hold on, KD. And with my daughter, I always explain to her that you are young. You think that this is your boyfriend for the rest of your life? That's not reality. Reality is this is one of many. So don't fall for the we in love, we're gonna be a family, we're gonna have a baby shit, and y'all both like 17, 18. That's nice, and it may happen, here and there, but that's not really a real reality. Like a real reality is this is just y'all just young. So just take your time, stop rushing to be grown.
That's right.
And it's other shit for you to do. Even if you're having sex, be careful. I was young and I was having sex, and I damn sure wasn't getting nobody pregnant because I knew what the fuck that looked like. If they know what that looks like, they'll try to stay away from it.
Yeah.
Some shit happens. I would also encourage them. I would also encourage you if you're too young to not have the baby. That's just me.
It's not worth it. Relax. Hold on.
Know, but that's just me.
Yeah, relax.
And don't even be out there doing nothing if y'all that age. That's first and foremost. You ain't got no business out there doing nothing like that. My Lord. I mean, really?
But you know what though? Even though our parents don't want us doing that, right?
Right.
Who want their 14, 15-year-old doing it? Right? I think the biggest thing for me was my parents didn't hide it from me. Like they didn't make it seem like it was, they didn't like, because you got one thing we learn about kids is, or anybody, you tell them no, they want to try it just because they heard no. They want to know why you're telling them no. So you got to almost make it say like, yo, all right, if you're going to do this, protect yourself. Understand what these condoms is. Understand what this looks like.
That's what I'm saying. That's the whole thing is that we was like, where are you going to live at?
Yeah, like
if you get somebody pregnant, because you ain't staying here. So that be a lot of these kids' problem. They be thinking that they're not going to have any consequences. A lot of these kids think that they're not going to have any consequences of their actions. That's why they just doing.
But a lot of them nowadays don't. I know people I know women that's like 37, 40 grandmothers, and they proud of it because they think it's decent to be a grandmother at a young age.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it's like, ew.
Yeah, I was just looking at this news break I just got about the person who is held responsible for the shooting.
Right.
The assistant director. They said that an assistant director on the film set of arrest was the subject of complaints over safety and his behavior on set during 2 productions in 2019. So obviously, this guy is going to be the one that is going to have to take the pay for it.
Okay, let's go through a couple of the comments, y'all. Can somebody read this one from Barbara?
Barbara said, I found condoms in my son's room when they were 15, and I almost lost my damn mind. Their dad said, well,
at least
they were safe and they know better. Yeah.
I mean, I bought my son condoms. I bought him condoms.
Right. I actually made my son show me how to use a condom on a banana when he was 16. Okay. When he first turned 16.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's good.
All right.
Because you're not going to stop them if they want to do it. They're going to do it.
Right.
You can only teach them about safety. I scared the bejesus out of him about chlamydia and all of that,
Yeah, that don't really scare us. The only thing that's going to scare me is knowing that I'm not going to have anywhere to live and not be able to take care of myself.
So that doesn't scare you.
When you're 16, you don't think about shit like that. Like you just think about you trying to get something. You don't think about STD. You know about it, but you don't really think it's like a real reality.
Right. That's not the first thing you're thinking about because puberty is thinking ahead of you. Right. Well, that's why I bought his, condoms. I told his dad, I said, you need to start talking to him about the birds and bees, I started telling him that around 12. And I told his dad, I said, just do what you're supposed to do. So his dad had his talk with him, but I made sure that I was telling him my part about the safety of it. And
yeah, I always talk to both of my kids about sex. Sometimes I might overdo it, overboard, go overboard, talking to my kids about sex. So sometimes I gotta calm myself down and be like, that's a bit much. But I want them to know. Like, I want them to know what's going on. I want them to know.
LaShawn Jones said, my dad's mom had him at 15 and my mom was 17 when she and my dad had my oldest sister. So they meant they'd kill us if me or my sisters came home pregnant.
All right.
Yep. I mean, yeah. Yeah. Kalina said my mom didn't talk to me about it at all. I wish she did. Wow.
Yeah, y'all gotta talk to y'all kids, man. They starting younger and younger. That's what you gotta realize, that these kids are starting younger and younger.
You got, because I'm telling you, if you don't tell them about it, the streets are going to tell them about it, and you don't want them to find out from the streets.
Look, I tell my son all the time, I know everything. You can come talk to me.
He just say now. He tell his son he know everything.
I'm just saying. I'll be like, who is better I tell him all the time, who is better to talk to than me? I know all of it. Your dumbass friends don't know shit.
Exactly.
Yeah, well, my son he always called me a know-it-all. And the only thing I ask him, I say, have I ever been wrong? And the only thing he could just say is no. He called me a witch. I mean, because I tell him, like Nell said about the soul. People don't realize how important that soul is. You can't just give yourself to anybody, because when you give yourself like that, you are giving your soul. And baby, when you give that soul, if it's not given to the right one and you're not a strong person, you're in for the ride of your life.
That's hard though. That's hard. That's hard to tell kids about. To teach kids about that transfer of energy. That's a hard one. They're not going to really understand that at that age.
Like you say, it's. Now I was afraid. I mean, my mom and daddy, I knew. So parents, y'all just got to get in there and put the fear of God in them.
Yeah, you got to put the fear in them. you got to put the fear in them, and they got to believe it. You can't just say it and they don't believe it. They got to actually believe that this is going to happen. All right, let's.
That was a great Karen's Corner.
Yeah, it was. Ebony, thank you for bringing that to me.
Okay. Can y'all read some of these comments?
LaShawn said, my mama and grandmother were both crazy, so even though I was having sex as a teenager, I knew to use a condom and be on birth control because I was not trying to die early.
Now, my friends in the neighborhood, their family, their moms took them to the health department when they turned 12. They took them and put them on birth control.
I'm not mad at that.
Well, it's like, my mama told me I ain't putting you on nothing. You know not to come here with. To me,
yeah, I wouldn't have did it. I wouldn't have did it at that young.
Yeah,
age.
that 12, that's too early.
But like 14, 15, 16.
Yeah. Then
yeah, I ain't playing with y'all. I ain't playing with y'all at all. Lady KC said, even if you talk and show them, they're still going to do whatever they want to do.
That is so true, Lady KC.
They are, but my kids know you can't live here.
My son, and I hope he don't kill me for saying this, but now I will say my son, because it was instilled in him, and he was like Nell. He was, in his teens, and I can say now, I'm not saying what he is now, but he's still with his very first. They are still together 7 years later.
Wow, he lucky.
I will commend the younger generation now, because they look at relationships a lot differently than a lot of mature people.
Hold on. Are you trying to say that this young generation are in real relationships? Because my son be like, I don't care about none of these girls.
No, what I'm saying is this younger generation is embracing relationships.
I don't believe that though.
a lot of them, like a lot of just look at the rappers out here right now.
Right.
They got girlfriends and they got actual girlfriends and they say who this is their girlfriend, whatever.
Right.
It ain't just about smacking every joint that you see. They actually be having like Lil Durk, Baby.
Right.
They be showing their girlfriend and be like, yo, this is my girl. And people know that that's their girl. And they embrace their relationship and they highlight their relationship, which is a good sign to the youth, right? Because it's showing them that, being like my little brother, he's 20 years old. Him and his girl been together 4 years and they ride super tough and super strong. Like it kind of be throwing me sometimes. Like, yo, you under this girl all the time, bro. Come outside or something. Like, there's some air. But that's what he loved it. I like it.
One, KD?
Okay. And Angela said, me and my daughter was just talking today about one of her friends who is 26. That's a virgin, and I love it. Wow. That is amazing. And that
I got a question to y'all ladies. If y'all got a toy, is y'all still a virgin?
Yes.
Like if y'all got a dildo and y'all pinging yourself.
Yeah.
Is y'all still considered a virgin?
Yeah, I do think they are because I'm not counting it unless you have intercourse with another person.
That's a good question.
I'm not counting it unless you're having intercourse with another person.
Well, now, T, don't knock it now.
I'm not knocking it. I'm just not. I'm not knocking it.
So if a woman is pinging herself with the dildo, she's still
because
a virgin.
Your hymen has been broken. I'm quite sure if she's a virgin, she don't know about the toys. She's not doing the sex toys.
No, that's not true.
That's not true.
No, that's not true. A lot of like that's what I'm saying. The times that we're in now, they're probably playing with toys before they having sex.
Yeah. These young people is real knowledgeable about a lot of stuff.
Right.
I mean,
they be having more toys than their mothers.
Who am I to say?
Yeah, the times that we're in now, they're probably playing with toys before they having sex. But I'm not counting that. I'm still looking at her as a virgin until she has sex with an actual. Even if she has sex with a girl, then I'm gonna count that. But I'm not counting it unless she has sex with a person.
Oh, okay. Cool. Okay.
Solid. Good answer.
You can break your hymen as an athlete. That is true, but you can tell the difference also, Angelia. Working in that field, and I've seen many of them that did come in broken like that. But
I'm a fucking idiot. I got so much running through my mind.
What's up?
I just got so much crazy shit.
Like when a female go for her exam, we've had plenty of mothers to bring their daughters in to see if they were still virginal.
I did that. Hold on. I did that with my daughter. I took her to the doctor a couple times and was like, yo, make sure,
make sure she Tahid.
Right.
That's right. So yeah, you're right in a sense, Angela. I don't knock that, but there is a difference in it. It's a difference.
Yeah. That virgin work be crazy.
That's a whole other topic. That's a whole other topic.
Yeah,
that's a whole other
topic. A soul snatcher.
Okay, Lady Casey said no eyes to see, no arms to hold me, no lips, everything else. She's still talking about that toy thing. Get you a robot, Lady Casey. That's what every woman is complaining about. That like me and Lil Joe, we had that conversation not long ago. Really and true. She's like, what? Don't you need the arms sometimes? Like, if you can't miss what you don't have.
Right, Katie. Right, Katie. You can say that if you never had that, but you had.
Yeah, I'm not. I'm never. I'm
had
not that with no pocket pussies. That ain't for me.
Katie, you had somebody hold you before, so you know what that is.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, but if you don't have it, you can't miss what you don't have.
No.
That's not true.
You miss what you don't have.
That's not true.
You had it before, though, Katie.
You had it before.
But if it's been so long ago that
I don't care how long it's been. You had it. I don't care how long it's been. Has somebody ever picked you up before? You felt that. Yeah. You can still play the flashbacks in your mind if you had something nice.
Maybe I was so young, I was so young. So.
Oh man.
Dog tripping.
Look at this one, Katie.
Look at Lil Joe.
My God, Lil Joe,
is good.
It's good. Oh my God. Leave it to her.
She
Leave
said
it
she
to
wanted to
her.
kill Bossa. She don't want the little
Right.
the plastic.
Lies, Karen. My rose dusted now. I need the real deal. Oh my God. Girl, you better keep that rose on the side. I need all that human beat. A large okay. Oh wow. Y'all getting the ladies started. Well, yeah, okay. Now y'all read me wrong. Now I
Y'all
didn't
getting the ladies
say.
riled up. Y'all getting the ladies riled up.
Yeah, I was gonna
Yeah,
rile
y'all getting
up
the
with
ladies
ladies.
y'all getting the
Only
ladies
thing I'm
riled up.
saying now. I'm just
Look,
saying the rose is good when you ain't got nothing else. Now don't be knocking my hustle. Shit, I got to get it the way I get it. Yeah.
look. As we wrap up, I just need to make sure and reiterate that y'all have to constantly have these conversations with your kids because
Oh,
they'll turn
T, you got to
around.
look at Miss Jones. Please look at Miss Jones. Bend me over the balcony so I can watch the sunrise. Barbara, you and Lil Joe would get along famously.
Facts. Look,
Ah,
make sure y'all talking to y'all kids about any and everything. Make sure you get up in their business. I don't care what they say. My kids always say, "Dad, you old. You know what to talk about." And I always tell them all the time, "I know everything. Shut the fuck up." I gotta threaten their life and I gotta force that conversation sometimes. Look, the other day I had a conversation with my son about pre-com. So I'm having all the conversations. I'm not playing with none of them. Like,
y'all see what Lil Joe said about me? She need to stop.
what she said?
Katie,
Katie needs to meet.
Like
I'm,
Arby's, we got the meats.
I'm on your side, little Joe Dill. Katie.
why y'all trying to feed me meat? I'm a vegetarian.
I'm on your side, little Joe Dill. Listen,
They said you went vegan too much. They said
right.
you need to get off that vegan train.
I'm a vegetarian. I don't eat meat.
Listen, as we wrap up, I also want to say some might agree, some might not agree, but I want to send some prayers out to R. Kelly because he was put on suicide watch.
Mm.
He's
And
still a human being at the end of the day. You dig?
and I would also like to ask y'all to please send up prayers to my bestie Ebony Granger. Her aunt was diagnosed with COVID, and then her aunt's husband was diagnosed with it, and now her daughter, who is 53, is diagnosed with it, and they are not sure she's going to pull it through overnight. So please send prayers their way.
Solid.
Praise
And
God.
I do pray for R. Kelly. I mean, hey y'all, the man, he had problems.
It would be a sad day if we hear in the news and in
Yeah.
weeks that he killed himself. That's going to be a sad day.
Mm, 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 mm.
Lil Joe Neal said R.I.P. to that rose, KD.
Rest in peace to that rose. I ain't thinking about you. But you can all okay. She just told me about the trunk. How about the trunk? That can be the what's in the trunk. Joe.
Look, I don't know if I'm going this far, y'all. I'm not going that far.
What's that?
She said, "Thank God hers is grown now, so they can see exactly how she felt."
That's right, Angela. That's right. Tell them you gonna get yours.
Nah, I'm not. I don't need my kids telling me how they felt. That's a little bit too much.
Well, my son ran into my boyfriend in the bedroom, and it traumatized him. I said, at least it's not a random man. He saw my rose and he just went crazy.
Oh man.
I said, at least your mom ain't with random men. I don't do random men. So, but it ruined him. It ruined him. He don't think his
Yo,
mom.
since we asking for prayers, please pray for me. My sinuses is whooping my ass.
Yeah, all right, y'all.
Bro, my sinus. But we had a great week. We celebrated a lot of milestones here in this community right here, this family. T and myself celebrated our 20th episode Wednesday. We had a lucky winner of Tara Pierce who won our giveaway. Our next show, we are grown, the 21st episode, and everything from there is taken off. Today's show for Sunday Night Wind Down is episode 50.
Wow.
Right? Just think back when we first heard about the pandemic and how it was so melancholy about it. But look what it has produced in that time. It's produced great content, such as Sunday Night Wine Down on episode 50. It spawned new opportunities for, all of us. T and myself branching off with the sneaker show. Karen starring in multiple movies. Leon, Judge, who's still a part of the Sunday Night Wine Down family, doing his thing as well, and just other avenues that others are taking. Lady KC, who was a regular on our show, doing her thing, and so forth and so on. So if whenever you're faced with adversity, look at it as something positive. Don't look at it as something negative, and take something positive out of the adversity that you're faced with and say, how can this make me better and become better? We had a great week. Wednesday, we're going to have a great show. We got some content coming back from my trip. Went to New York yesterday to the Meek Mill show, came down south. Tom in Atlanta, down there, and also in South Carolina. So we got some shit brewing for y'all that's going to be dope. I'm going to be a guest on Lady KC's show. So we linked up. We got that popping. So we doing some shit over here. And y'all got to stay tuned because it's only going to get bigger and better.
And y'all tell them about y'all guests for Wednesday night.
We got a special one. We got a real sneakerhead. And at the end of that show, the person that brought him to the show will have a whole different perspective on sneakers and fashion. No more skippies. You know what I mean? No more
Wait a
Skechers.
minute
No more Under Armour sneakers, and no more none of that. Go out there, ladies. Karen said something to me. Karen said something earlier that has struck in a chord with me, and I'm kind of a little upset at her. And we're going to get on her for this. Go get them things checked.
Yeah.
Don't wait years. Don't say I know my body. You think you know your body, because our minds is trained that something negative, we detect something negative, we don't want to hear that. So we skate around the subject sometimes to think that something is not there that is there, or something that's been there for a while ain't nothing because it's been there for a while and ain't nothing happened. Go get them titties checked. Please do your own self-examinations and let that then lead you to the doctor's office to get the mammograms. Go to the doctor's office and get them checks, because cancer ain't nothing to play with. And none of us don't want to die. We want to continue to live. And if that's going to prolong life for us, then go do it.
Yeah, ladies, I'm going.
And this the thing. I'm going to say one other thing too, because I like to put my money where my mouth is. If you are unable to go get a mammogram because you can't afford it or your health insurance doesn't pay for it, I will foot the bill.
That is my I used to have.
I will foot
and once
the bill.
I got divorced, I'm not covered like that.
I will foot the bill so you can go out there and get yourself checked and get checked the right way. That way we know we're confident and aware of what's going on with our bodies. And if the funds is the problem, they got so many different organizations, and you got so many friends that can help. So
yeah,
if you got to one-off us, hit us in the inbox, whatever, we will make sure that you get checked and get checked the right way.
I'm gonna get checked. I am. I'll call my doctor and schedule an appointment. I will.
Man, 2021 about to be a good year for Karen. She got a movie out, T. She gonna get them things checked, and she gonna get some meat.
And she gonna what? Get some meat.
Lil Joe said she gonna get you a pack of meat.
Look, we gonna do like they did on the wood. We gonna have the donation jar for Karen to get some meat, so you can donate. Yeah, put $1 to it in a donation jar for Karen to get some meat.
You gotta get Karen some meat.
I don't do random meat. I don't do random meat.
All right, y'all.
I am gonna get checked, y'all. I am.
Episode 50. Throw your hearts up. We about to be out of here.
Great show tonight. Guys, girls, I'm gonna get it done. In the meantime, don't y'all forget Karen's Corner. Let's get those shirts ordered.
All right, everybody. See y'all on Wednesday for Telling Me Kicks, man. We out of here.
Okay. Oh, Tara says she's gonna hit my inbox. Bye-bye, guys.
All right.